On February 3, a train carrying hazardous materials derailed and caught fire, unleashing highly toxic chemicals. Meanwhile, the American mainstream media was busy making a fuss over a Chinese weather balloon.
Balloon.
Only a few outlets reported on the derailment. Despite the toxic chemicals that posed an imminent danger to local residents, it seems that their lives didn't even deserve a headline. Why is the U.S. media turning away from breaking the real news? On February 6, Ohio's state government decided to ignite the chemicals on site.
Basically nuked a town with chemicals so we could get a railroad open.
The released vinyl chloride is a flammable and carcinogenic gas that produces phosgene when burned. It was used as a chemical weapon. Did the American people, whose lives and safety know about this? On February 8, it was officially announced that evacuated residents can now safely return home. A journalist was told to stop his live broadcast and afterwards was arrested during the governor's news conference. The arrest of the reporter may have deepened the American people's distrust in the government. What happened to the so-called freedom of the press in the U.S.? On February 13, U.S. Secretary of Transportation praised Biden's proposed investment in infrastructure during an event but shared no comment on the Ohio train derailment. Also this month, a truck crashed into a moving train, causing a derailment near Houston, Texas, which killed the driver. On February 13, U.S. EPA stopped monitoring for phosgene and hydrogen chloride.
The spill did flow to the Ohio River during that initial slug, but the Ohio River is very large, and it's a water body that's able to dilute the pollutants pretty quickly.
I would be alert and concerned, but I think I would probably be back in my house.
Many residents are suffering from headaches, nausea and burning eyes, and thousands of animals have died, too.
I undressed to get into the shower, and I had a rash all over the side of my face, on both sides, and all over my chest.
My wife is 37 weeks pregnant this Friday, and she's going to be induced. And it's all a little scary.
The Secretary of Transportation tried to shift the blame to Donald Trump through his recent tweet. Do American politicians really care about the lives of the American people? Is the U.S. government telling the truth? The administrator of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency said all air monitoring so far has not detected any chemicals at levels of concern from the incident. Meanwhile, local residents complained about the pungent smell of the stream and filmed iridescent substances floating on the water.
Wow.
Recent news also reported that another train derailed outside of Detroit, Michigan, with hazardous materials on board. From the toxic chemical explosion to the recent accidents, how is the U.S. government safeguarding so-called human rights and environmental protection? Who can protect the health of local residents? Why are major accidents happening so often in the U.S.? The U.S. government seems to be dodging those questions.